Well, his mic isn't working again. Hello and welcome back to Gooner Gathering on this fine Friday evening. My name is Posh Bertie, poshest man in all of sports entertainment and the poshest cider drinker in all of Somerset. And joining me is Gooner Gathering's founding father, is Gooner Lee Meads. How are you today, sir?
Hello, mate. I'm grand, thank you. Hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully you can see me. Told you that was going to happen, didn't I? But there you go. Yeah, I'm all good, mate. Yeah, I'm looking forward to having a nice little discussion. It's fair to say there's a lot gone on between the last time we spoke and now. It's been a busy old week. I think in true OSW fashion, we should probably deal with it chronologically. Yes,
chronologically completing it. Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. Let's say hello to Stacey, who has joined us in the chat once more. Good evening to you. Mrs. M is in the background. Miss Amy is to my left. Big pardon? She did. She did have headphones on. She doesn't now. But yeah, okay. So let's start with possibly a big blow, which might have triggered a couple of things that have happened since. Kai Havertz, at some stage, after the game over the weekend, and now has picked up a knee injury. Now, I know you're not Havertz's biggest fan, but I know you're going to say you're a nice bloke, and you're not going to say, "Oh, that's really good news for Arsenal." I know you have a heart down there somewhere. So your reaction to having Havertz's injury, it's a big blow for him. He's worked so hard to get fit for the season.
Well, of course, it's a big blow for Kai Havertz, especially considering he's come back from another an injury, which is more of a long-term one. So it is a big blow for him. But if we're going to have these same problems again, if it comes to injuries, you do have to wonder, again, I'm going to bring it up, is this a management issue? Did he rush him back from injury, and are his training methods too intense? That's, if we're going to have these injury problems again, these are the questions you want to ask. But we've had a bit of good news since the Havertz injury, and so I'm not going to be too down in the dumps. But yeah, I hope he recovers.
Yeah. What I will say is, and hello to AFC always, I'll do your comment in just a second. It's quite common when you pick up injuries like hamstrings that other things go along the process. Knees, it's very easy to pick up another hamstring injury. We've seen it with a few other players. I'm not suggesting for a minute that they're being worked too hard in training. I would imagine there would have been probably some sort of special training schedule that he would have been on because of his injury. It's unfortunate it's happened, and I see the ball in the net. Paqueta has just scored for West Ham against Chelsea. But we'll get to that in a second. But it's a massive blow for Havertz because he was looking good in the last game of pre-season. He looked strong. He bulked up and he showed amazing balance for the last pre-season goal that he scored. And it's a dreadful blow. But whether this has opened the way for us to get Eze from Crystal Palace or not, I'm not sure.
God, I've just seen that Paqueta goal. That is a wonderful.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Wow.
Look at the way he's just come onto that. He's just lashed it into the top right corner. He's coming off the left-hand side. Left-footed shot is just absolutely arrowed in. Sanchez did not have a chance on that goal. And it is 1-0 to West Ham against Chelsea. What a start for the Hammers. Right. But like I say, so it opens up an opportunity, whether it's connected or not. I mean, you'll tell me I've been a big fan from Eze for a long time.
Yeah,
And a lot of people have almost given up the fact that he might be joining us. It's funny what can happen in a couple of days, isn't it?
You see, this is why we shouldn't be so negative about Havertz's injury. He took one for the team. He took one for the team, and because of that, we are now signing Eze. So, can I just be clear on this? I'm obviously delighted that we've signed Eze. He's someone I've wanted for a long time, much like yourself. But let's be clear. The only reason we've signed Eze is because Havertz got injured. If Havertz didn't get injured, we would not be signing Eze. So we're lucky to be in this situation. I know we shouldn't be lucky that someone's got injured, and I do wish Havertz a speedy recovery. But if it wasn't for that moment and that scenario, we would not have been signing Eze. So don't get it twisted. But listen, I've wanted Eze for a while, and I'm really glad that we've got him. He is genuinely a difference maker for us. Whether he'll be in the 10 or on the left, I think he could do a good job in both positions. He's the kind of player that can break through low blocks, which is something we have struggled with for so long now. And Eze's the kind of player that could prevent that from happening. And he just suits us. He really suits us down. And I'm really looking forward to seeing him play for us. Hopefully he won't be micromanaged. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Eze. Hopefully he can do good for us.
Thank you for that. So, AFC Always is in the chat, and big up to you as always, my friend. Thank you very much for joining us. Lee and Bertie, big up. Come in to hit the like button all the way from Cyprus, 37 degrees. Beautiful Cyprus. I love it over there. I wish I could go back real soon. Havertz takes the assist for Eze. It does say, there's a few more comments actually. We shouldn't need an injury to sign Eze. We should have signed Leeds and Eze last season. Yeah, that's a fair argument, and I get that. And Leeds, another one who's such a brilliant talent, and I believe he went over to Germany, didn't he? Yeah, that's right. Absolutely fantastic player, and I'm so excited. Obviously, this isn't, Arsenal.com officially in front of you, but I think we're probably in agreement. We've seen, I showed you what Sky Sports are telling the world a little while ago, that he's at the training ground to complete the formalities. So every likelihood he'll be at the Emirates tomorrow and it'll be presented. I'm sure the social media team will be on it probably before the match, I would have thought. And he'll be presented, probably at half-time, we reckon?
Yeah, probably. A lot of people think, if they get it done by 12 p.m. today, he'll be eligible against Leeds. That was never going to happen. You don't want to rush these things.
I thought it might happen, but
I think that's wishful thinking. But
yeah,
he is an Arsenal player as far as we're concerned. And I think, how Arsenal like to prolong these announcements, but I reckon he will be announced tomorrow, maybe at around 12-ish, maybe, I don't know. And then at half-time after the Leeds game, he'll come out on the pitch and get his hero's welcome from the fans. Yeah. Well, it depends on the mood of the game, really. Depends on what the scoreline is. So, but no, he will get a good welcome from the home fans.
Yeah, of course it would. It'll be a welcome back, of course, because we all know he was a hailing boy. He'd come through and he got released when he was a little bit younger. And it's funny how someone can go and find himself somewhere else. He had a spell at Queen's Park Rangers, you might remember, and then he came into the Premier League. He took to the Premier League like a duck to water. And he's become so consistent as a Palace player in so many ways. He's predominantly plays on the left-hand side as well, which has, I'm sure you'll agree with me, been a bit of a problem position, right? Myself and Dom had talked about how it's been a bit of an issue. Martinelli, I think it's fair to say, had a pretty dreadful game at Old Trafford on Sunday last week. So did a few other people, to be fair. Gyökeres looked a bit rusty. I kind of expected it. Saka looked a bit rusty. Rice didn't have the best of games. However, we managed to get a result. But what I'm saying is, Eze is a player that's played Premier League for a good few years now, and he has been consistently Palace's best player, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. There are quite a few bright sparks in that Palace squad. Actually, you got to rule out. You got to not rule out Adam Wharton as well in that Palace team.
Yeah,
but Eze, has been Palace's best player. He scored that winner in the FA Cup against Man City, which led them to win their first trophy in their history. It's. I'm just really pleased. I don't think I've seen the Arsenal fan base so united in a long time. That is how integral Eze is to our team. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what he does at Arsenal. And you never know if we can. I know it seems impossible, but if we actually get some sales, and if we have to. If Martinelli might go to Saudi Arabia,
I've heard that.
No, he might have a cheeky loan or a cheeky more money for Rodrigo, but you don't know. You don't know these things. But at the moment, I'm really pleased we've got Eze, and he can make a big difference to our attack.
He certainly will do, mate. I totally agree with that. AFC always. Eze needs to play in the 10. Don't want to see Eze left wing, or have Odegaard in the 8 and have Eze in the 10. Dom put up a really good video on Arsenal domination, and he let us use the video too. That Eze, and there's an equaliser there, I believe, for Chelsea.
Oh, well, I'll be seeing that in about 2 minutes' time then.
Right, excellent.
On my phone.
Okay, it's João Pedro who scored for Chelsea. Let's see
really?
I'll call it. It's a corner kick from Chelsea. It's whipped in. There's a header on, and it's a good header in. It's almost like a Steve Bold. It's a Steve Bold header into Tony Adams.
I'm about to see it now. Corner. Header, good header, 1-0. Okay.
It's Fofana who's I think he's got Cucurella. Sorry, he's got the flick on. It's a good header in, and it's an equaliser for Chelsea. Right. So where on earth was I?
You were talking about Eze. You talked about Dom mentioning something about Eze.
Yeah, Perhaps Mikel Arteta might have to be a little bit different in how he approaches his management style with him. Perhaps it's been suggested in the comment there as a 10. Well, maybe almost like a free roll. We can almost roam around sort of the left-hand side of the pitch and then come inside. He can glide around the football pitch. You've seen that as much as I have for Palace. And so, it's a really exciting signing, and I just need to see it in front of my eyes. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets the number 10 at Arsenal as well. But
he will get the shirt number. Yeah, I do think that he'll be
go West Ham.
God, it's a goal fest.
Falcon. It's the German. It's the German who's just scored it. It's 2-1.
Fulkrug.
Yeah. Fulkrug, yeah. It's the chap who had all them hamstring injuries last season. He's doing a lovely little jig as well. I can't wait for you to see it. He's almost as good at dancing as I am.
Well, anyway,
talk me through it, Posh.
I'm about to see it now. I think across it comes in Fulkrug. Oh no, there we go. You mentioned how you wouldn't mind if Arteta wanting to change his management. He does only have one tactic, so oh my god, the state of that dancing. But yeah, I can't see Arteta changing his tactics. You know, he only has one tactic. But as I said, you'll be getting the number 10 shirt. It'll be filling in the footsteps of one Dennis Bergkamp and the legend that is William Gallas.
Absolutely, very well put. They're checking an offside on goal, so we'll keep looking into that as we keep on chatting. But yes, big shoes to fill in Gallas and Bergkamp. No goal. I think referees chalked it off for an offside.
Okay.
That's a shame because the dancing was absolutely world class. I mean, we're talking. I think
he chalked it off as punishment for the dancing.
His left boot was literally that much offside. So that's the call on that. It's still 1-1 West Ham versus Chelsea, ladies and gentlemen. Right. So we've covered the Havertz injury. We've covered potentially Eze coming in. We'll both expect that to be confirmed tomorrow, most likely before the game, and we expect him to be presented at half-time. Let's talk about them. Sorry, my phone pinged. That was amateur mistake, and I apologise. Just thoughts today on Karl Hein, Posh, joining Werder Bremen in Bundesliga on a season loan. Of course, he's the Estonian I think he's the first choice goalkeeper for Estonia. And 23-year-old, going out for a season loan. What do you think on that?
I thought it was we sold him for 3 million. But if it is a loan, then that is
season loan.
That is a bit typical, really. We still haven't got rid of a player permanently, apart from Tomiyasu, who was released from contract. We've got to get those sales done rather than loans. But yeah, I'd rather if it was a permanent deal, because we haven't done that yet, and it just proves that we're still bad at selling. But listen, it's another, it's a player gone, I guess, and he was never going to get any minutes, really, not even in the Carabao Cup. So, yeah, not something we're going to lose sleep over, put it that way.
No, it's not. Of course, with Kepa as a Malaga, I like saying that because I can say the name properly. With him arriving, he was never. Yeah, I'm just showing off. I'm sorry. With him arriving, it's not going. He was never going to get a sniff, was he? Let's see this corner come in. Let's head up over the bar. So yeah, there's that one. So we've mentioned. What I will say on the news with Havertz, by the way, it's really unclear at this time. And let's be honest, Arteta, perhaps unsurprisingly, was being a little cautious with what he was saying in the pre-match press conference today. His words were certainly not fit for this match, but we don't know the extent of it. Whether the Eze deal has anything to do with the Havertz thing or not, I mean, that's for you to make your own decision. Put it like this: the financial situation ain't changed anything, has it? Because if one player's got injured, there's nothing that's come out yet. So the money, if it was there, is still there. So maybe they thought about doing this. Maybe it was one of them that they talked about earlier in the summer, went a bit quiet. Interesting that Tottenham thought that it was a done deal, and all of a sudden it's not. It's almost the same as what happened with the Nottingham the last week or so. Again, it's an exciting one. That's another goal. That's a goal for Chelsea, by the way.
Okay, I'm about to see it in about a minute's time.
But the West Ham are complaining, and Paqueta's holding his eye like this. I can't quite make up who scored that. I'll get into it in a second.
I'm about to see it I'm about to see it now. But yeah, continue with the discussion about Tottenham's failures.
But I mean, it's just so typical of them, isn't it? Oh, that's clearly a foul.
Yeah,
that's clear. I mean, that's Neto has put the ball in the net. I think it is, isn't it? 7.
Yeah.
But that's a clear foul in the build-up, isn't it? But yeah, you wonder. I've completely lost my train of thought. I can't do this watching a match.
I know. I'm going to put my phone down here. I'm putting my phone down. It is distracting me, to be honest. But yeah.
But yeah, I think we've made up on what we're trying to say. So we've covered Hein going out on loan. How about there is a couple of bits to talk about in terms of team news. Also, one of which is Ben White. Didn't take part in the open training. This was for members, by the way. This was at the Emirates Stadium, so there was people in the stadium who saw that Ben and Kai were missing. Ben, of course, played in the game at Old Trafford for 60-something minutes until he got replaced from Timber. Let me just see if I can find what's happened with Ben. Ben, let's see how he reacts with his injury, and we'll decide. So we're not quite sure what has happened to Ben White. That's not been specified. Christian Norgard wasn't in the squad at Old Trafford, and he won't be with the squad this weekend, by the sound of it. So the question will be, what do we do in terms of right back? Say Ben White is out. We play Calafiori on the right hand side and put Miles Lewis-Skelly, on the left hand side, or would you play Timber?
If White is out, then you play Timber at right back. I play Timber at right back, Lewis-Skelly at left back. That's my thoughts.
Despite Calafiori's goal scoring efforts at Old Trafford?
Yeah, it's a good idea to have, but we'll see what happens. It's a good options to have, really. Lewis-Skelly and Calafiori against Leeds, I wouldn't mind either. But yeah. But I play Timber at right back as Ben White's not available. I play him at right back anyway, to be honest.
Very capable of playing both sides, is Timber. But yeah, my thoughts is I don't think he's going to drop Calafiori.
No.
But whether he'll play on the right or the left is to be decided. That's one of the nice things to have as a fallback. If you can play either side, I think that's quite helpful. I was actually shocked that Lewis-Skelly didn't start at Old Trafford, to be honest with you. But,
I would have started him.
But it's funny because we can sit here in our living rooms and watch his TV post, and then the one player that we don't predict to start would go and score the winner at Old Trafford. What do we know, eh?
Well, yeah, it's funny that, but yeah.
So, what did you make of Leeds? Did you get to see Leeds versus Everton on Monday?
I did not, but I know that they won 1-0 thanks to a controversial penalty. So that's both Leeds and Arsenal winning 1-0. So we're even at the moment. I think people were saying that Leeds were putting a lot of pressure on Everton and going forward. They won't play like that against us. They'll be more defensive. They could very well play a low block against us, which from an opposition point of view, it would be smart to play a low block against Arsenal, as Eze's not playing for them yet. And it's something we've struggled to do. But it's a game where 3 points is a must. And with all due respect to Leeds, I know we don't want to underestimate anybody, any opponents we play. But it's a first home game of the season. It's a game we really should be winning, let's be honest. And there's been a lot of positivity this week ever since the Eze signing. And I just want to build on that positivity. I want to continue that positivity with a big win.
Absolutely. I agree with that statement wholeheartedly. As Posh goes, there you go. There's the lights on. All we need is the smoke and the Undertaker will be here. But I was going to ask you, would you, other than the injury situation which we've just talked about with Ben White, perhaps, is there any sort of other changes you think of making?
So I'll go through the 11 that I'd like. Obviously, I'll have Raya in goal, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel. Do you know what? I think he might start Calafiori, and I wouldn't be against that. So we'll go Calafiori at left back for the sake of it.
Okay.
Rice and Zubimendi as the two in midfield. Saka, Odegaard. Do you know what?
You're going to say Madueke, aren't you?
Do you know what? Because Martinelli, on a pace point of view, Martinelli would be good against Leeds, just for the sake of his pace. But his pace is his only attribute that he's good at the moment. So I'm not sure. I wouldn't be against Madueke on the left. I know that's not his natural position, but I think it'll be something different as opposed to the same old from last season, in which we may have struggled in attack. And the big man up front, Mr. Gyökeres himself, will be our striker. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So yes, I would start Madueke, and you can clip that. I would start Madueke on the left. Something different.
Yeah. And I'm not against that either. Because Madueke's natural left foot, I was really impressed with what I saw of him in the last pre-season game. I've been impressed with what I've seen with Madueke for a little bit. So look, I'm not against that idea at all. And
also, this might have not worked last season anyway, but let's say we need a goal in the second half, and if we have the most possession, the Leeds players will start tiring. We can bring Martinelli on, and he can give us an extra bit of pace. He just needs to look up when he's on the ball, which is easier said than done. So, it's an idea. I probably would start Madueke. There you go.
Well, we shall see. I do know that because Madueke had played for Chelsea over the summer after the Premier League season finished in that World Club Cup, whatever it was called. Yeah. And I know he came back early from his break. He and Gyökeres are a little bit behind. I think that's quite clear. It certainly was on Sunday in terms of where fitness are. It is with a few. But Madueke, I might be tempted to start him if there's any sort of suggestion that Martinelli might go. Another option, of course, is Trossard, who is still with us and looks like he's going to stay with us. Whether this happened as a result of the Havertz injury or not, I'm not sure. But he extended his contract this week, or at least that is the word on the street. I mean, I've not confirmed, but
No,
you let me know what you thought on Trossard.
His contract wasn't extended, but he got a pay rise. It's such a mystery as to why we find it difficult to sign our players, especially the players we're thinking of getting rid of. But Trossard got a massive pay. He got a pay rise. Look, I don't think Trossard is the same player he was 2 seasons ago. Not saying he's a bad player, but I think he's a player that we need upgrading on. Yeah, he can. He's a body, but I don't think he's the player he was 2 seasons ago. And this is coming from someone who is a big fan of Trossard, especially you may remember 2 seasons ago I was constantly singing his praises and saying he's a starter for us. But that was 2 years ago, and I think he's a player that we need upgrading on. But listen, I'm not saying he's a bad player, so it's just a case of we've got to accept that Trossard's going to be with us. And yeah.
I am just admiring the goal from Steve. It's now 3-1. And it's Enzo who's just scored it. It was a really good goal as well.
So the second goal was given?
Yeah, it certainly was. Okay. And the cross came in from the right-hand side. Enzo with the tap in. That was a beautifully really well worked goal.
You might be right about West Ham, I think they're in big trouble.
I thought they were in massive trouble before kick-off last weekend. The cutback and the ball inside the 6-yard box, it's a simple tap-in for Enzo. There was so much space in that penalty area, it's unreal. Look at the cutback here. That's a new player, 41. Estrada. I can't figure out how that is with the assist. I'll check the name.
I'm not watching the game, to be honest. I was, but I wanted to focus on doing this, so I put my phone down.
Absolutely. I will just get the name. I'll get the name. Yeah, Estavino, I think. I don't know.
Estavio, him. Yeah.
But that's a beautiful goal, and that's 3-1 and on 35 minutes, near enough. So, so we spoke about our thoughts there. I think probably the next thing I was going to talk about, we've spoken about our thoughts on team news. I don't know if I'd make too many changes. If Ben is missing, I wouldn't be surprised if Lewis Skelly comes in. That's what I think is going to happen in California, go on the right-hand side. Other than that, I don't see another change. I do think Martinelli is going to start. Whether he should or not might be another matter.
Yeah.
We shall see on that. The only other thing I really have to talk about on the agenda is regarding the women's side, and I sort of let you know on this one as well. I read that Leah Williamson is still feeling the effect of an injury suffered against Spain in the Euro final, and that she is likely to miss the start of the season. I know she's missed the pre-season tour. I think they've been in Germany, and they play Tottenham tomorrow, actually, in a pre-season game at Boreham Wood tomorrow. Just your thoughts on us. I know you've been watching the ladies' game a little bit more. It's a big loss if Leah's missing, isn't it?
It certainly is, and I think there's talk that the Arsenal women's team might need to start getting some numbers in there, trying to get a centre back rather than focusing on trying to sign Grace Clinton. It's a huge loss. Leah Williamson's an integral part to our squad, but she's one of the many lionesses that put her body on the line remember Lucy Bronze played with a broken freaking leg. So she's not the only one. And Leah Williamson, just a brilliant player, and it's going to be a huge miss. But yeah, what I will say, what do you make of Ajimang going to Brighton? Because I'm really split on this one. What I'm thinking is that... Oh, go on, you go first.
I'm a bit surprised, to be honest, because I genuinely thought Arsenal were going to give her a try in the first team. That was my thought. But then, if she's going, so she's signed to Brighton and Hove Albion, like where she was last season, and did quite well over at Brighton. If she's staying over there for playing a full season, does that mean Beth Mead stays at Arsenal for another year?
This is what I was going to think about.
Yeah.
This is what I think is going to happen. So, again, I was surprised about Ajimang going back on loan because I thought she was ready for the first team, especially from what we saw with the Lionesses. She's a player that would come off the bench and do well for us. And what this means, I reckon, is that Beth Mead is going to be staying for another year. There's been rumours of our opponents in our first game, the London City Lionesses, putting an offer in for Beth Mead. But I reckon with Ajimang going out on loan, Beth Mead's going to stay for another year. She will leave at the end of this coming season, and she'll be de facto replaced by Ajimang. That's what I see happening. You see, logical squad planning, if that happens, from the Arsenal women.
That makes a lot of sense to me. And I will add to what we've been saying here by saying that if Leah Williamson's out for a significant amount of time, we do have a player in, who is also a member of the Lionesses squad who didn't get any game time over the summer. Lotta Ruben-Moy is a more than capable centre-half who will do a great job. If she's playing alongside Steph Catley, I don't think that's really a problem, to be honest. But
listen, I'll be watching a lot more of the Arsenal women's team this season. When you become the champions of Europe, you certainly do get my attention. And from what I've seen from last season, the times I've watched them, they're just a really good side. And ever since Sleggers has come in, she's really improved them and the way we play and things like that. So I'm looking forward to watching them this season. And I've got a feeling that the WSL's coming home. Don't shoot the messenger, but I've got a feeling.
I would love to see that, mate. I mean, my dream is to see a league double. That's what I want to see. That would be sweet. It'd be NWO sweet.
It's too sweet, my friend. Yes.
Absolutely. But we'll see. Let's not get too excited.
No.
We've had one win in the Premier League. We've got Spurs coming up in the ladies' game in a friendly at Bournemouth tomorrow. Also, the Leeds game is the tea time kickoff. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it live because I have Miss Meadows, who's over there, to look after. But we'll certainly give our reaction to it immediately after the whistle, or maybe more likely on Monday night, perhaps. Depends if we get working on Bank Holiday Monday or not, to be honest. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing certainly how our Leeds are going to set up. They had a good first day win against an established team in Everton. 1-0 win with that handball of Tarkowski and the penalty kick. So we should look forward to see how that pans out. I think we have just about said everything that we need to say in terms of the preview show, Posh. Is there anything you want to add on the end of this stream if you want to plug anyone or you want to say anything else, this is your opportunity, sir.
You're insinuating it, so I will say it. I do want to thank the good people from the Cannon and Jonesy show for their lovely tribute, I guess, towards me yesterday. Thank you very much. And as I said, when it comes to having disagreements with Arsenal fans, challenge the argument, but not the person. And that's what I'm trying to do. We all have disagreements on Arteta, but at the end of the day, challenge the argument, not the person.
And thank you very much for saying that. And big up to Mr. Arsenal podcast. Ryan Fletcher is a wonderful, wonderful human being. I've worked with him a couple of times. He's a lovely chap. Make sure you are subscribed to Mr. Arsenal podcast. And I think that brings us to the end of our stream, ladies and gentlemen. So, if you like what we do on Gooner Gathering, you know what to do. If you've got this far into this video, make sure you've hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, make sure you share it to your friends and maybe people you don't like. I don't mind. And you know, and then we can spread the good name of Gooner Gathering to amongst our wonderful fan base. I will let you know what is coming up on the channel on our social media page, and of course you can find us at Gooner Gathering on X. You can find me at Goonerly Meads. You can, of course, find the gentleman to my right at Posh Bertie. If you like controversial opinions during the live match, that's the person to find. But,
controversy creates cash, Mr. Meadows.
Thank you very much, Eric Bischoff. And as we bring this stream to an end, thank you very much, Posh, for joining us. And thank you for watching us. We'll see you next time.